I'm not sure about the regulation, but maybe different faculty have different semester 6. Handy, how come you semester 6 you are just taking this semester you never took research method previously? Huh. You didn't take research method before this, Handy? Hmm. Okay, maybe different. Oh, okay. Different faculty have different regulation, or I'm not sure if it's controlled by uh, CDS. Okay, so Handy as a GRE. Okay. So Handy, based on your experience also, you can share with us, okay, if you want to share. Okay, so today we will continue our topic 1.5, formulating a research problem statement. Okay, so a research problem is a specific issue. A specific issue, you need to be specific, concern or gap in knowledge identified for systematic investigation. Okay? So specific issue, not a general issue, not a broad issue. It must be specific. It serves as foundation for the entire research process. You need to remember this. This is your foundation. Research problem is your heart, the heart of the research. Okay, you don't go to other section. You don't do other parts before you clear with your research problem. You get clearance from your supervisor, not get clearance from ChatGPT. Okay, remember that. Although yesterday I told you ask ChatGPT, the clearance is from your supervisor. The research problem. Okay, your supervisor said this research problem can be done. Okay, you can do this. Okay, then you do get the clearance first. Don't don't do find research problem and then you want to do literature review. You read you do chapter 2, it can be useless. What if your supervisor said, no, I don't approve your research program? So the literature will be gone. Okay. So make sure you get the research program first. You can do some review, but not that extensive, just for the sake to understanding the research problem. Okay. Because the first proposal that you are going to send to your supervisor, the first proposal, not a complete proposal, not a proposal like you are going to defend your thesis. No, not the proposal that you are going to use in the proposal defense. In the proposal defense, you need to present like 3 chapters. Okay, chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. Okay, or you are doing like 10 pages proposal to your supervisor for the first proposal. For the first proposal, you can write it like 1 page. 1 page, the most is 2 page. Okay, just to get the idea. Then what is the research problem? Okay, just 1 or 2 page, not more than that, in my experience. Okay, so make sure you get the clearance first, and a research problem guides, research questions, hypothesis, study design, data collection, analysis, and interpretation. Okay, so meaning the research problem is the foundation for all of this. Okay, if your research problem is not good, so the others also will not be good. Okay, so remember this, your research problem is the heart of the research. Okay, you start with problem statement. The problem statement is the heart for chapter 1. Okay, the chapter 1, that is the most interesting part that will be read by the examiner. Okay, the first one. Or for sure, the examiner will read the introduction, but they will focus more on the problem statement, because the problem statement will determine your objective. Okay? Will determine your objective, and it is actually will shape your introduction. It's not you write your introduction first. You will write your research problem first, your problem statement first. So you get clearance for the problem statement, you go back, you write the introduction. Okay? You cannot write the introduction before you know what is your research problem. Okay? Introduction is the background, the background story. Okay? The brief story of the problem, and then it also will define your scope, the research problem. Okay? And also it will determine your chapter 2. Okay, what you want to do, the literature review, what you want to do in literature review. Problem statement determine the introduction. You have mini literature review, just to give hints on what is happening as it existing works, just a hints, and then you go details in chapter 2, the literature review. Okay, and then the chapter 2 will determine your chapter 3. In chapter 2, you write about existing methods. You write about findings by other researching. What happening? What is the foundation? What tools has been used? Which data set has been used? Which approach is good? Which approach is bad? So from the chapter 2, that is the discussion you discuss in chapter 2, critically, very critical, not a textbook like, not descriptive, but analysis, critical analysis, and then you will know which framework is the latest, which tool is the latest, which method now currently they said is the best one. So then you know how to create your methodology, how to design your methodology in chapter 3. That's why here it said chapter 2 will determine your chapter 3. Okay. In chapter 3, maybe you will propose a new framework. Okay. And then examiner will look at chapter 2. This framework is based on which framework previously? In chapter 2, we should able to find the existing framework. Okay, that is the base of the framework that you propose in chapter 3. Okay, or you in chapter 3 you said you will test 3 algorithms in deep learning. Okay, deep learning, and then why he is choosing these 3 approach, these 3 algorithm. We will go back to chapter 2. In chapter 2, you should already explain what the 3 algorithm, why you choose it. Okay, that's why it determine the chapter 3. And then chapter 3 will determine the chapter 4. Chapter 4 is results from your experiment. This is the design of your experiments. Okay, whatever design you do, design using whatever approach to get your result. Okay, you want to do interviews, you want to do surveys, you want to do experiments. Okay, here chapter 3 is the design. Okay, and then chapter 4 will determine chapter 5. Okay, chapter 5 is the conclusion. It will reflect back. Actually, chapter 5 will reflect on chapter 1, and also chapter 4, or overall, because this is conclusion. So generally, it is all start with your problem statement. Problem statement is the heart. Okay, very important. Okay, so make sure you will be very clear about it. Okay, so just a little diversion from the problem statement. Okay, I just want to share. Chapter 1 is the introduction of the research problem. This is the main theme of chapter 1. Okay, and then chapter 2 is what have other researcher did. Okay, discuss. You need to discuss, not just description like textbook. Okay, you are writing thesis. It is like every paragraph you should have your argument in it. Okay, every paragraph. Yeah. And then chapter 3, methodology. Okay. So only about methodology. If you want to to write about literature, finish it here. Finish everything, finish the literature here. Okay. Here is methodology. Okay. No more about literature review. You can put reference in here, like you say this data set is you get from where, so you put reference. It's okay, but you don't do review in methodology. Okay, review is in chapter 2. So methodology, how you want to solve the problem that you state in chapter 1, based on the discussion in chapter 2, to direct you to the most effective solution. It must be related. Okay, relate with chapter 1 based on the discussion on chapter 2. Everything that you discuss in chapter 2 is related. What will you write in chapter 3? Okay, so you know what you are going to write in chapter 2. Okay, and then chapter 4, as I said, is a result from your proposed solution in chapter 3. Okay, you have explained why you are going to do the experiment, why you are using this statistical method, okay, to prove your accuracy, to prove your reliability. Okay. And then lastly, chapter 5, conclusion and recommendation, future works and others. Okay, so that is the structure of your thesis. Okay, any questions? Maybe the structure of thesis, some of you is not like this. Maybe some of you will have chap 6 chapter, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, chapter 6. But this is basically the basic structure. Okay, maybe you have some differences in the structure. Okay, but this is the basic structure. Okay, so component of a research problem. A research problem must originate from a user, system, or real-world context, experiencing a challenge that needs to be addressed. Research problem. There must be a user. There must be a system that complaining about it, or real-world context. It is not from nothing. Suddenly you want to do it. No one asks you to do it. Nobody asks someone to solve it, but you want to. Okay, that is not a good research problem. Okay, research problem must have user, meaning must have stakeholder, must have someone that concerned about it, individual, organization. Okay, there must be objective to achieve. Objective. Okay, when we say objective, it is must be measurable. Okay, it must be measurable. We know when we know that when the objective has been achieved. Okay, we can say, okay, this objective is achieved and it is complete, meaning that it is measurable. Okay, it is measurable. That's why we can say like that. Okay, there must be alternative methods to reach objective. Okay, alternative method to compare which one is the best. Okay, the alternative methods. And researcher must face uncertainty about which alternative to choose. Because if you don't feel, if you don't feel uncertainty, meaning the research is easy, the solution is there. You already confirm the solution. So it is not that good. Okay, so it is problem because there is uncertainty. Which one is better? Which one is the best? We need to do experiments to see which one is the best to solve this problem. Okay, examples. Is this a valid problem statement? Okay, look at the first one. Cat sleeps 12 to 16 hours per day. This study aims to classify different cat sleeping position using a CNN model to improve understanding of cat sleep behavior. So, any opinion? Is this valid? You guys are still with me? Yes. Okay. Okay. So is this valid? Second, this study uses deep learning to classify whether a ceiling fan is on or off from image of its blades. Is this valid? Second one isn't. No Hidayah, no. Okay. No. No. If you can give the reason, if you can provide the reason why you say no. Yes, no. Third one, this study applies machine learning to estimate the brightness of LED bulbs based on weightage and voltage. Is a valid, is a good or not good? Number three, that is objective. Regardless it is objective or what, just assume this is a problem statement. Is this can be used as a problem statement? Is it can be used as a research? Okay, regardless the form is like objective or problem statement. I think no, because there's no problem there. Ali, no, I think because doesn't reflect any problem. Invalid cause not measurable. Okay, it has to describe the problem, not just the method. Okay, no, you are going too far. Like measurable, it is like objective, or is it like problem statement? No, you are going too far. It is just want to say it. This one can be accept as a problem or not. Research in a as a problem in research or not. Just just that. Not about measurable. Not about how to write it. No method in it. Just this can be accept as a problem or not in research. Okay, so we look at the first one. Cat sleeps 12 to 16 hours. Okay. The study aims. Is this can be accepted as a problem in research? The cat problem. Okay. Cute, but zero impact. Zero beneficiary, zero research gap, zero innovation. Okay. Zero beneficiary, the most important thing. Okay. Nobody interested in it. Okay. There's no benefit. Okay. There's no research gap. So why you want to understand the cat sleep behavior? Okay. So that is the first one. Okay, zero impact. Sounds good, right? Using CNN models, but zero impact. Okay. Second one, the study used deep learning to classify whether ceiling fan is on or off from image of its blade. So they want to use image recognition. Okay. So it solve non-problem. It is not a problem for us to know whether the ceiling fan is on or off. Okay, it's not a problem. And then they use overkill technology. It's reject. Okay, that's not a problem. That is not qualified as a research problem. And then the third one, you want to use apply machine learning to estimate the brightness of the LED bulbs. Okay, so this is already solved. Brightness formula already exists. You are searching something fully solved. Reject. Okay. What is the what we call it, the similarity of these three things? What is the similarity that you can see, that you can conclude? It does not solve any problem. Good. Does not solve any problem. Meaning that nobody interested in it. When nobody not interested in it, meaning that there's no, the most, some people said it is the most important in our life. What is the most important things in our life? No philosophy, just not thinking. Don't think, just say it. What is the most important thing in our life? You are good, Salah. You are very good. Alhamdulillah. Again, the most important thing in life. You don't think about it. Don't think about it, just say the most important thing in your life now. Problem? The most important thing in your life. Yeah, we need problem. If we don't have problem, we don't have life. Okay, it's not the most important thing in life, but it is important. Money. Okay, what is the relation of money with all of this? Can anyone relate money with all this problem? Let me spell it. Maybe someone. Money. What is the relation? Costing. Costing to do the research. Money related with fund. Research fund. Research need money. Okay. Research need funded. Okay. So who are going to fund this kind of project? Nobody will fund. You understand? Nobody want to fund this kind of project. No ROI. Okay. So when you want to propose problem, you can think it in that perspective. If 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 I propose this problem, is it will it attract anybody to fund this research? Can I attract anybody to fund this research? You don't think about the process that are very hard to get fund. Yes, just logically, anybody if they have money, they will fund this project. Okay. For example, uh, to reduce your research will reduce carbon emission, not using EV but using petrol car, but it can reduce carbon emission to zero. Do you think who have interest to fund your project? Government. Industry, I don't think so. Industry, maybe you need to find a good industry. Maybe car producer maybe interested. But there's a party that will be interested to fund. So I hope you can look from that perspective, because doing research, actually you need fund. And PhD, what is PhD mean? You said that PhD is the highest certificate that you can get, the highest qualification that you can get in academic. PhD, in another terms, is a license to do research. A license to do research. You want to apply for grants, and people will ask, what is your qualification? How can we trust you to do this research? This is our money. I want you to do this research, but how can I trust you? You say, I have a PhD. So PhD is like a risk, is like a license, like a car license, driving license. You want to drive a car. How can we trust you to drive a car on our roads? I have a license. I have gone through a test. I can be trusted to drive a car. So you are doing research. How can I trust you? I have PhD. I have master. I know how to do methodology. I know how to craft the research design. I know how to do literature review. Okay. So it's a license. At the end, the purpose is to do next research. You want to do the next research, you need funding. You need to pay for tools. You need to pay for the paper publication. You need to pay for your GRE. So that's money. People don't give money if they don't see the value in your research. So you know, to look whether your problem statement is valid or not, it must have value. It must have value to somebody. And to make it more clear, it must have value that people were willing to pay for that research. Okay, so that will be good. Okay, clear? Good. Okay. Okay. Ada anybody didn't get it? Anybody just maybe surprised? Oh, I did my research, I did my PhD, I did my master because I want to learn. I want to learn. I don't want to have any relation with money. Maybe somebody have that philosophy, but the reality, this is the reality. Okay. 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 How about this problem statement? Is this a good problem statement? This is about heart disease. Heart disease is a leading cause of death globally, yet clinic in rural Malaysia lack access to cardiologists and advanced diagnostic tools. So this is the introduction. And then existing automated heart sound classifier require high computational power and perform poorly in noisy environments. This is the problem. This is the gaps. High computational power and noise environment. Currently, there is no lightweight. This is the problem. This is the gap. No lightweight, noise-tolerant model suitable for the deployment on low-cost mobile device. Okay, this is the gap. Therefore, there is a need to develop an efficient and robust heart sound classification model that can support early screening in low resource setting. So, do you think who will be interested to fund this project? KKM, right? Clear. KKM, would like, or maybe industry, the mobile device, the tools. They can sell the apps. They can sell the apps. Help community, medical supply. So many people, many party interested to fund this project. Okay, so clear beneficiary. There are people that will receive the benefit, the patients, the clinics, rural clinics that don't have the tools. They interested in it. Okay, real gap. Okay, it said the current model need high computation. Okay, real impact. Okay, you can do early detection. Okay, there are many cases people died because the late detection. Okay, and it's not solved yet, not solved yet, and it's require innovation. You need to do something. You need to develop something new algorithm. Okay, so this is example of a good problem statement. Okay, the rule of thumb: a research topic can fail even if the object exists because no real user or stakeholder, no genuine gap, no impact, no novelty, no scientific difficulty, no uncertainty, solve a non-problem. Okay, being real does not make it research worthy. Macam like a cat lah, like a cat problem. Cat is exists, cat sleep 12 hours, but there's no gap, no impact, no novelty. Okay. A research problem is valid only if a real person, organization, or system actually benefits from solving it. Funding is simply an easy way. That's why I emphasize on the funding. Okay. You are doing research because you're doing PhD and master, maybe because some of you want to be a lecturer. Okay. Some of you will work as a researcher. Okay. So after that, you need to apply for grant. So funding. Okay. So here in PhD and master that you will learn how to get your license to do the research. And when I said your PhD is a like license to do research, meaning that it is not that complicated. Okay. Last when I start my PhD, I think that PhD is the most toughest thing in the world. The most you cannot do any mistakes. It is you need to very perfect. It is it is all. It is all. But after I learn after I finish, then I learned that it is just a license, like a driving license. When you got your driving license, it doesn't mean that you are very expert in driving. Sometimes you make mistakes, but you have the license. You pass the minimal test. Okay. So don't think too complicated. Okay. The most important thing is get advice from your supervisor, get guidance from your supervisor. Okay. Sometimes people think too complicated. I have a friends that not finished yet because they afraid that it is not good enough. Okay. Although that their supervisor already said, no, you can pass, you just submit, but they cannot. They don't want to submit. So sometimes somebody think like that. Okay. Okay, more example. How about this? Teleportation technology. Teleportation that you just make something vanish in front of you and then it appears in somewhere else. So is this a good problem statement or not? Yes. No. Since the problem does. Yes, Aristo. No, not a real problem. Your guess, Warren. Okay. It is impossible. 50-50, but more to not. Looks good, right? Sounds good. Any more opinion? Anyone to funds? Anyone to fund? Not work for funding? Maybe yes, if we discover how to teleport. So the question Aja Azmi, anyone to fund this research? Elon Musk. Elon Musk will fund. Do you think Elon Musk will fund? Jairus, the government will fund this project? She will. Okay. Okay. No, because the technology is not exist yet. Okay. Zero real world existence, zero beneficiaries, zero data. You have no data about it, no research gap, and this is speculative future technology. Okay, cannot be researched scientifically. The teleportation itself not exist yet. So this is not a good problem statements. Okay, because they are not solving about teleportation. They are solving about design a safety protocol, but the teleportation itself not exist yet. Okay, so it is not a good problem statement. Okay, thank you for your answer. Okay, we come back to the driver fatigue example. Yesterday we used driver fatigue example. So this is people who interested with the problem. Car manufacturers need reliable fatigue detection. Okay, if we have the algorithm, we can the car manufacturer for surely will be interested if the algorithm is good. And it has the clear objective, detect fatigue early with high accuracy. And then they have alternative methods, facial landmark, CNN, IR sensor, head post model, and there are uncertainty. Which model perform best under night, day, using glasses, and how about the head angles? So this is an example of a good problem statement. Okay. I make some adjustment to the slides and I will give the updates, the new version to Dr. Nohadil after this. Okay. So you will refer to the new slides, the new version. Okay. Um, Selecting the problem, how to select the problem. When choosing a topic, okay, ensure it is not overstudied. Okay, not overstudied. If there are too many people study on it, it also not good. It will left you with a small chance for you to do the enhancement. Okay, not overstudied. Familiar and practical. You are comfortable with it. Okay, if you are in your master, you are learning about network security. So in your PhD, you should continue with security. You don't have to explore new things. You already have the foundation about the security, computer security. Okay, if you learn about sensors, heat sensors during your master, you already did thesis on that. So you in your PhD, you will be continue to learn about heat sensor. Okay, and then it has alternative approach to achieve the goal. Okay, alternative approaches. Okay, so that we can compare which one is good. And then it involves uncertainty. Not sure if we do this, if we modify this, will it be better or not? It's uncertain. Okay, so then it is good uh, for the problem, and it is must based on preliminary study, okay, and literature review. You can find literature review on it. Okay, you can find the preliminary study. And the keyword is choose the best source. Yesterday, I already told you, choose the best source. Okay, the best source is refer from the highest Q1, Q2, the highest rank, uh, WOS, Scopus, uh, type of publication sources, journal articles. Okay, WOS Scopus. Scholar, no. Scholar, scholar is everything that is not, maybe it's not Scopus, it's not WS, so focus on these two. But better this one, WOS. Okay. And then we have conference proceeding. We have book chapters. We have this is by Springer, lecture note in computer science. They also have LMEE, lecture note in electrical engineering, something like that. Okay. And then we have preprints. Preprints is when somebody want to publish paper, quickly, maybe because something that he want to claim the copyright, so he published without reviews, without being reviewed. Okay, and then technical reports. Technical reports. We don't have this in UTHM, but in some university they provide the facilities to do technical reports. Whatever you do, you can write and then you publish. You will got the ISBN. Okay, and then news article, and then we have Wikipedia. So which one is a no to be used as a reference? Wikipedia. Okay, don't, please, no Wikipedia, please, no in your no in your thesis. Okay, please, no reference from Wikipedia. Make sure, please don't. Preprints also, preprints, because you're not being reviewed. Okay, how about news article? Can, but not as primary source, not as a primary source. Archive, I don't know how to pronounce it. This one can, but not as a primary source because it is not reviewed yet. How about news article? Can we refer from news article? You can refer from news article for just a contact to understand. Maybe we have some problem to understand the contact, but not as uh, the source of main source of your research. This is just to understand the context, not the technical things. Okay, news article. Technical reports usually not available because it is hard copy. Mm. But as I told you, remember, if you uh, make reference, do reference from WOS, then your product also, your result also will be like WOS. If you refer from conference, your result also will be like conference only. You refer from conference, then you try to publish in journal, usually will be reject. It is conference levels research. If you refer to the book chapter, so same. This is also the same. But this one can be also tough to enter. Okay. Can you use news article to support our research problem or problem statement? Yes, you can use news article like you are doing maybe flood problem, right? Maybe you want to do some algorithm to detect early flood detection. So you take reference from a news article. The recent flood has made what many people lost their belongings or what. Okay, just to understand the context. Okay, maybe in the introduction, not in the problem statement. Maybe in the introduction and in research significant news article, but maybe not in problem statement. Okay, Nadia. Okay, and then factors for selecting research sources. Okay, impact factor. Okay, usually impact factor we look at WOS. The higher is the better. Okay, reputation of journal. This one you need to be aware because you have you heard about predatory journal? Uh, in Malaysia now, KPT didn't allow us to publish. Not KPT will not fund if we publish in MDPI journal. Okay, KPT will not fund. They allow you to publish, but they will not give the funding. Okay, in the MDPI journal because MDPI has been accused as a predatory. Okay, there are three journals. Okay, predatory. Okay, I have my own opinion on that. Okay, uh, and then because if you refer from the predatory journal, So maybe your research also will be questionable. The reliability maybe is not so strong. Okay, if you search, you can know what is mean by the predatory journal. The predatory journal, they just publish everything that you send to them. Okay, and then number of citation. Okay, number of citations. When you search for the articles, you can see the popularity of the articles. Okay, so the higher maybe it is the better, right? So maybe then during your viva voce, maybe the examiner will ask, if you don't cite the most popular paper in your research field, okay, why you don't cite this paper? This one is very popular, got 1,000 citation, but it's not in your paper. This is your research field, so it will be hard for you to answer that. Okay, so to check for citation, you can go to Google Scholar. Okay, you can go to Google Scholar and find what. Let's say you are doing research about variable fatigue, so you can look. Okay, but this is old, 1994. So maybe you find since 2021. Uh, so you choose the one that is have high citation. Okay, 134, and then it is published in IEEE Censor. By looking at title, I know this is WOS journal. Okay, this is WOS journal. This 82 MDPI. You still can refer from MDPI, but you just cannot get funding to publish in there. Okay. So look at the citation, and then you also can look at the name. Like if you need to know when you do the research, who is the most prominent people in your research field. Okay, you need to know that. You need to do research. Okay, or you ask your supervisor. Okay, like in deep learning, we have Geoffrey Hinton. This is the father of deep learning. Okay, so maybe you can cite his paper, okay, to make your research more credible. Okay, look, 400 something. This is father of deep learning, and you can find who is the prominent researcher in your fields. Okay. One thing that I want to show you, important. This is important. Hash index. You look at the hash index is 192. Okay. You know what is the importance of the hash index? Anyone knows? Or what is hash index? You guys still with me? Reputation in research, impact meter, scholar impact. Yes. Okay. Scholar impact. You know how to get this? How to get your hash index? Okay. Publish paper. Not only publish paper, but you need to go. You need to get citation. Let me show you. Because when after you done your PhD, after you get your PhD, you will looking for job. Okay, you're looking for job. You want to apply for lecturers. You want to apply for postdoctoral. Okay, so one of the things that you can show during the interview is your H index. Okay. If you don't understand about this, it will be lost for you because it takes time to build your H index. Uh, just use my student. Okay, so this is my student. You see the H index is 2. This is H index for Scopus. It's different from Google Scholar H index because everything like Google Scholar, it will count everything. Everything you publish online, journal, so it will count. So that was the Google Scholar H index is more higher than Scopus. Scopus will count the paper that only indexed by Scopus. So how he get to H index? Because who knows? To get to H index, you need two papers that minimum have two citation. Okay, for example, in his case, he already have 6 document. Okay, 6 document. Okay, so now he has the highest is 10 citation. The second one is 3 citation. So the highest number of citation from 2 document is 2. That's why he get 2. Why he didn't get 3? Because if he want to get H index 3, he need to have 3 document that have minimum 3 citation. Meaning this one. This one, if this increase to 3, then his H index will increase to 3. Okay. This one need to be 3, then his H index will be 3. How if you want to increase to 4? If he want to increase to 4, he need to have 4 document that have minimum 4 citations. So this one already 10. This one need to be 4. This one need to be 4. And the fourth document also need to be 4. Okay. So how if he want to have H index 5? So he need at least 5 document that have minimum 5 citation. So this one 10 already passed. This one need 2 more citations. This one need more 3. This one need 4 to be 5. And also this one need to be 5. 5 documents. So that's why how you get your H index. So first you need to publish paper in journal that index by Scopus or proceeding that index by Scopus. Okay, you can um, you can see here the type of publication. Here is review. Okay, meaning SLR. This is article. When it is say article, it is a journal article. This one conference paper is a conference. Okay, this one article is a journal. Okay, this is a journal. This is journal. If you publish in good journal, you will get many citations because people are looking at a good journal only. And look at the uh, predatory journal, low ranking journal. Okay. Sometimes people play games with this. Okay. Sometimes people play games with this. They said, okay, you cite my paper, I cite your paper to increase the H index, right? Yes, I also do like that previously, but after some while, I'm thinking you cannot survive with that. You cannot survive. That is only for temporary. You can increase from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, but after 5, you cannot do that anymore. You need to focus on the quality. Okay, you need to focus on quality. You need to focus on collaboration, networking. You need to work with others good researcher. Okay, so you can publish together. You can have good quality paper. You really need to be genuine in this. Then the result will come. It will increase. Okay, what happen if one document but have 5 citation? What the hash index? Okay, what is the hash index? Only one document like this lah. Okay, let's say he only have one document but he have 10 citation or 5 citation. What is the hash index? Anyone have the answer? One. Correct. Okay, Arif, one. Because only one document. He has only one document, and one document matched with one. Hash index. Even the citation is 10 or 5 or 100 or 1000. If he have two document, the first one is 100 citation. The second one is one citation. Hash index is one. Okay. So I didn't know about this when I was student because I think that time Scopus just started. Nobody talk about Scopus. But now you know, so you need to focus. Who are doing full time in research, you need to focus how I can publish paper, uh, and then you study what type of paper that will get many citations. I have told you, publish in good journals, or produce good quality, and then what else? Okay, you also can search my profiles. Okay, I built my profile not so high. This is my profile, meaning that my H index now is 19, and meaning that I have 19 document that at least have 19 citation. Okay, 19 citation. Okay, this is not so high. I have other friends that very high, like this. 44. And I also found researcher that have like H index 100 something. It's mind blowing. Okay. So when you are researcher, this is your game. Okay, this is your game. The H index. Okay. When you want to go for promotions, you want to go for like you want to be the external examiner, they will ask for your H index. What is your H index? They will have minimum H index. Sometimes maybe if you want to apply for some grants, they will look at your H index. This is your reputations. Okay, as long you can get above 10, then it's okay. You can survive. Okay. Okay, we come back to our slide. Okay. Number of citation, citation indexings. In Malaysia, we have our own citation, my site. Okay. Publication year, make sure it is recent, author expertise, okay, are they known in the field, okay, methodological rigor, okay, you look at the paper, is it good or not, okay, and the relevance of the to the research problem, is it accessible or not, okay, how you want to do reference if you cannot access the paper. You can read the abstract, but when you want to click, you need to pay for it. So you try to get paper that you can access. Okay. Okay, techniques to define a problem. To define the problem clearly, you need to state the problem in general terms. Okay, first in general terms, and then you understand its nature and background, and then you do the literature review, and then you rephrase it. into precise and researchable statement. Okay. So unclear definition lead to weak research foundation. Avoiding definition problem hastily. Okay, this is the step. Okay, provide background about the issue, state the general problem, okay, describe its impact or importance, and then you transition to specific problems, and then clearly state the specific focus, and it's why it matters, okay, the significance and urgency. So it's from broad, narrow, and then actionable. Okay, this is the driver fatigue example, how to write a problem statement. Okay, we go to the next topic, the to establish the significance of study. Okay. Okay, so previously we state the problem statement, the research problem. Why we need what is the problem? We just say what is the problem. Okay, maybe we say a little bit why it is matter. Okay, but now we have the significance of study section. So in here you state clearly. Okay, you justify why your research is important. Okay, explain why the study matters, who will be benefit, okay, how it contributes to knowledge or practice. Okay. So this help to convince the readers, funders, okay, funders, examiners, okay, this is all your stakeholders of your study value and impact. Readers to give you, they will give you citation. Okay. They read your article, they like it, they understand it, they will cite your paper. Okay. Funders, okay, maybe you can apply research grant based on your research. I apply 3 research grant, okay, from the ministry based on my PhD. Okay, I got three grants, and also examiner, okay, for your results for your Vivabusi. Okay, and then step one, identify the research problem. Okay, not to rewrite the whole problem statement, just like 1 or 2 sentences, just to recap back. Okay, if you remember that as I told you that in the introduction in chapter 1, in introduction you can put a little bit literature review, not too many. The real literature review, you'll put the whole literature review will put in chapter 2, but you need to give some introduction to the reader, the background of the problem. So you need to include a little bit of literature review. Also in here, in significance of study, you need to give a little back, flashback, a little bit about the problem. So you just put maybe one sentence: driver fatigue leads to accident due to the late detection. Okay. And show gaps or limitation in prior study. Existing detection system rely on blinking only and miss other fatigue cues. Okay. Okay, and then you discuss the impact on the society. Okay, we discuss real world relevance and benefits. You don't make it; it is real world relevance. Okay, how it can improve policy, inform practice. Okay, address social or industrial issues. Okay, for example, by improving fatigue detection accuracy, the study can help reduce road accident caused by drowsy driving. Okay, driver receive earlier warnings. Fleet operators can monitor safety more effectively. Fleet operators, maybe this is for bus driver or lorry driver, that they monitor the movement of their drivers when they do the delivery. Okay, so fleet operators can monitor the safety, the because it is connected online. You know, when the driver is drowsy, the sensor will send uh, the message to the fleet operators, okay, to take actions. So, and passenger also will benefit from safer travel conditions. So this is very good explanation on the impact. We are very convinced. Yes, this is very good things. So it needs to be done. Yeah. And then highlight the potential for future research. Show how your study open new directions. Okay. For example, the model can be extended to trucks, trains, aviation. So it's not only for individual drivers. Okay, it also for commercial transportation. So this is new direction, and long-term relevance. Okay. And then discuss practical application. Okay. Explain how your finding apply in real context, in professional practice, technology development, and policy making. For example, integrated into vehicle dashboard, wearable devices, or fleet monitoring. So new practical application. Okay, they are vehicle dashboard, wearable device, or whatever. But you need to explain, not just like writing it simply like that. Okay, you need to explain. Okay, so that's significant. Are you okay, guys? Okay. Arif Kandra. First time I see the name Kandra. Aja Azmi. So far, so good. Anything you want to ask? So far, so good. Okay. Sorry, my voice is not so clear. I got, you know, flu. Apa semua. Okay. So we go for objective. Okay, defining objective. Okay. Defining objective, what the research aim to achieve. They give clarity and direction to the study. Okay, so good objective, you can uh, rely on this term SMART. Okay, it must be specific, it must be measurable, it must be achievable, it must be relevant, and then time bound. But the time bound, this one may be for research grant, not for PhD. I never found any objective that is time bound in the PhD thesis. Okay. SMART include time bound in general, but for academic research, especially PhD, objective do not include timelines. Okay. For example, when you do research for grant, it says that will develop the model, will produce the final model in 12 months. That is time bound. Okay. So in PhD thesis, you didn't mention about the time bound. So the objective will guide you for data collections and analysis and also interpretation. Okay, step to define research objective. Okay, the first one, identify the research problem. We already covered this, the research problem, and then we conduct literature review. Okay, you conduct your literature review, and then you formulate the SMART objective. Okay, so you use work from the Bloom taxonomy. Okay, Bloom taxonomy. After this, you can refer lah Bloom taxonomy. They have the keywords. Usually for PhD and master level, it is in level 5 and level 6. Determine, analyze, and align with hypothesis. Okay, if you have hypothesis, okay, and then prioritize the objective. Okay, usually, but in PhD thesis or master thesis, they are usually we have like 3 or 4, and it is placed sequentially according which one we need to finish first. Usually, like we propose a new model to what, and then second, to design a model, and then the second one is to build algorithm. After you have the model or framework, then you have algorithm in the framework, and then the last one you will perform comparison or testing the algorithm with this data set. So it is sequentially placed for PhD thesis. And then you validate with the stakeholder. Okay, stakeholder meaning your supervisors lah in PhD, and then document it clearly. Okay, example, objective 1. Okay, to determine the accuracy of multi-sensor model of eye closure and help it in detecting early driver fatigue. So it has a problem. The problem is driver fatigue is hard to detect early. Okay, and then method, it says use a multi-sensor model. It states here multi-sensor model, and outcome to determine the accuracy. Okay, so measure, you can measure the accuracy. So this is good. Example objective. Usually we have problem, what the methods and what the outcome. The objective. Okay, example two, to evaluate the performance of deep learning fatigue detection model compared to existing single feature system. So the problem is single feature system are not accurate. Okay, the method is using deep learning model, and the outcome is you want to perform the comparison result. Okay, so problem, method, and outcome. Okay. Oh, just that. Okay. It's only that for objective. Then the last topic, 1.8, ethics. Okay, ethics. Ethics, because when you do research, you need to be clear on the ethics. Okay, because maybe it will involve humans, animals. You will collect data. Maybe some data are very sensitive, and I know that some research they cannot reveal. The data cannot reveal the algorithm, okay, because of the sensitive informations, okay. So we have here human, animal subject, we have process ethics, and we have originality, meaning innovative imagining fields. If you create new technologies, are they poses any threats? Kan? Contoh macam it is like drones, what the threats it poses, because it can take video, it can act as a spies, can go to the restricted area and can take pictures. So this is the risk with the ethics. Okay, so need to be clear about it. Okay, the first one is people.
See,
Yes, no. Well, how about if the Azrul, that's me. How about if the literature review citation from engineering code and standard? Yes, you can. Yes, you can refer from the code and standards. But I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with code and standard. But maybe code and standard is like description, right? You can you can refer from engineering code as the foundation, as the conceptual model. Okay. Uh, in your literature. In your literature, there are two parts: conceptual model and the one that solving the problem, the current state of art solutions. So first, you explain the concept. You can refer from the code, engineering code of standard, and then for the state of art SOTA, you can refer the recent paper. Okay, for sure, you can refer from that standards. Okay. Uh, Liveware. Okay, so when you welcome. Liveware. So you need to inform to get consent from your from the people if it involves people. Uh, assess the assess the capacity. Capacity mean refer whether this person is mentally and legally able to understand. Okay, what is the research about? Maybe sometimes the research involve children. Okay, children don't understand what about research. So the children you need to explain to their parents. Okay, the risk, the rights. Okay, and vulnerability means uh, the people who are at higher risk of being pressured, exploit or harm. Okay, for example, refugee or migrants or prisoners, they are vulnerable. So you need to make sure that they are not they are clear about this. Okay, then you get their concerns for the research. So you need to respect participant right to access, modify, or withdraw the data. Use anonymization. Okay, anonymization meaning you delete the identity of the people or you use pseudonym. You replace their real name with with other name. Okay. And then we animal apply the 3 R's replacement. Okay, replacement mean if you can replace animal, not to use animal, try to not use animal. Let's say you can say, oh, I don't have to use this mice. Maybe I can just use simulation. Okay, then use simulation. And then reduction, like you said, you want to have 100 uh, mice, but you say, I can just use 10 mice, also will give the same result. You reduce it. And refinement meaning you make the uh, you make the pain or the stress or the suffering minimal. Okay, meaning like you are using better anesthesia, and you handle it very carefully and improve the conditions of the uh, housing of the animal. Okay, so that is for animal. Okay, and also for plants. Okay, respect plant life and ecosystem, manage genetic modification, and promote biodiversity and conservation. And then for the process, design and implementation, you need to obtain ethical review board approval. Okay. In UTSM, you need to apply for the ethic clearance. You need to declare. You need to get the ethic approvals. I think from the RMC, Research and Management Center. Uh, and then you need to maintain transparent communication with the participants. Okay, you don't hide anything for your research, and engage the communities, especially those affected by the research. Uphold scientific integrity, okay, rigor, transparency, reproducibility, and anticipate ethical challenge study, plan mitigation strategy in case something occur that they challenge your ethical procedure. So maybe you need to plan other strategy. Otherwise, your research will be stuck. Okay, and then we have the originality and emerging ethical challenge. Uh, this one is, for example, that your innovation must align with social responsibility and public trust. Okay, I remember that during when I was a kid, there's a question about the ethical about producing twins, our twins from DNA. We clone, okay, our clone. They want to produce human clone. So they debate whether this is ethical or not. Okay. So until now we didn't produce human clone yet because of the ethical considerations. Okay. So this is the process if you need to get ethical clearance from mutation. Okay, this is all the form. Okay, all the forms. It is if your research involved with human, with animals, with plants. Okay, so you need to get this forms all can be downloaded from the RMC website. This is the website. Okay. Assessment task finish. This is your assignment. Okay, this is your assignment. You need to have one research problem. Okay, you choose one research problem. Okay, your report must include problem statement. Okay, write a clear paragraph. Okay, maybe one paragraph about 100 words, 100 to 200 or 200 or 300, something like that. And then you explain the research philosophy, which one you choose, positivism, attributism, and others, which one fit your study and why. And then show understanding of research question, research objective, and variable type of data. Okay, all must be linked back to your problem statement. And then you also write the initial research process design. Describe your early plan for collecting the research. Okay, what you want to estimate, investigate, method you expect to use, data you plan to collect. Okay, and then if you have any ethical consideration, you can put in this. If no, you no need. So minimum 5 to 10 pages, not more than 10 pages. Okay, so this will carry 20% of marks, and I think I'm not sure when is the deadline. I will consult Dr. Noadilah, but I can give you maybe 4 weeks from now, maybe 4 weeks, and where to submit. Dr. Noadilah will inform you uh, where to submit and how this will affect your PhD or master. Can this affect your PhD or master? Yes, it can affect. If you don't submit it, you don't get your mark, and maybe you cannot pass your research method. Okay, 4 weeks, 4 weeks, not 4 days, 4 weeks, Akhtar. Don't worry. 4 weeks, if possible. I will consult Dr. Noadilah after this. So 4 weeks or 2 weeks. I know that we need to submit before the semester ends, the marks. Okay. So just do it. Just show that you understand the concept. Not that serious, very serious things like your real PhD. Uh, this is just assignment to understand the concept. Okay, you can uh, do your reference from the internet. Okay, so actually I have complete all the topics, but I have additional notes I want to share with you that I think is maybe important. Maybe important. We have time, kan? We have time. Okay, we still have time. So can we proceed a little bit? Okay. Okay, I will proceed. Okay. Okay, structure of the thesis. I think this one we have covered. Okay, we have covered. But I can repeat chapter 1, introduction of the research problem. Okay. Chapter 2, you write what other researcher did, discuss, not just description like textbook. Okay, I repeated this many times, not like textbook. You are writing thesis. Every paragraph should have your argument in it. And then you have methodology, how you want to solve the problem you state in the chapter 1, and based on the discussion in chapter 2, to direct you to the most effective solution. Chapter 4 is your proposed solution. Chapter 5 is conclusion and recommendation. Okay. And then when you write, try to avoid jargon. Okay, avoid jargon. Okay, so try to compare these two sentence. First, you try read this one first. Can you understand? Okay, you can use current topic for the assessment. You can use other topic or you can use current topic. I didn't know your topic because I didn't know. So can you compare? Can you feel the difference between the first and the second sentence? Do you feel comfortable with the second sentence? For me, I'm more comfortable with the second sentence. The second is simple, more straightforward, easily understand. The first one feels like reading English test, right? So you make your readers comfortable. You make your readers e- easy to understand for them. Okay, when they understand your paper, they will cite your paper. Okay, that's the secret. Okay. Maybe the first one looks like sophisticated, potentially plethora of voice features exist. Then, but it's already give us headache. For me, it gives me headache. What is this? We need to take time to understand it. But it's the same meaning with the second sentence. The reason for this that there could be many different voice features, and then it use less word, meaning it save time. You remember about saving time, saving your reader time, appreciate their time. Otherwise, we better go watch Netflix rather than reading the paper, right? So we want to minimize time for the reader to read our paper. Yeah, the first one need to search the meaning. I also search what is meaning of the plethora. I think until now I didn't know what is the meaning of the plethora. Okay, so now compare the first one and the second one. Kata. The first is problem statement and second written. No, both are the same. Both are the same thing. The first one quite poetic. Oh, Sophia, same. The second, more direct information. Right. So as a reader, which one you prefer? The first one made me to stop reading halfway, right? Fitri? Yeah. So when the reader stop reading, how they want to cite your paper. Second, right? Yeah. Easy to understand. Because what? Because they make it in two sentence. This one, all one sentence. This is the training that I got from my supervisor in the first 3 months. Supervisor told me, I love a cat. My cat like to eat fish. One sentence, two sentence. Don't say, I love my cat who like to eat fish and the color is brown. No, you try to cut. You make the shortest possible for your sentence. So this one, it divides to two sentence. Okay. So remember, when you write, make it easy for your reader. Make it easy for your examiner. Okay. Okay. Chapter 2. What is this? What is this? Okay, try to read. Then give your opinion based on what you have learned. Module. Okay. So what do you find about the chapter two? What do you find? What do you find? It looks good. Research done related my argument work. Okay. So you can use no. Why? Why is not look good? Okay. Too difficult vocabs. Too difficult vocab. Confused about the content. Too many info in paragraph. Okay, maybe because you are not used with the fields. Okay, the field is new. Need to understand what is talking about. But one thing, the obvious thing is the old citation 2001. And then if you notice, this is what we call as textbook. Textbook. It is all description. Okay, this can exploit statistical notion of support vector forecasting given data. Moreover, it use supervised learning model. It just describe use supervised model. It just tell us, and then it tells us this model map the input into the corresponding output through the usage of function. It just describe the model. Apart from that, it use training algorithm. It just describe to us. As soon the learning model get developed, SVM can classify. It just tell what the SVM can do to us. Okay. As modus operandi, SVM form a hyperplane. This is all just description. There's no argument. Okay, there's no analysis. They didn't analysis why he didn't explain uh why SVM do this, why SVM classify into two categories, why SVM forms the hyperplane, why it uses the supervised learning, why it didn't use the unsupervised learning. It didn't do the analysis. They just description. They just tell us. He didn't analyze. He didn't write his analysis. Okay, this is what we call textbook. Okay, okay, this is what we expect in the thesis. Okay, SBM achieve higher accuracy than decision tree when classifying simple acoustic features but performance degraded when using high dimensional spectral inputs. This is description. But then he explained this is mainly because SBM relies heavily on the kernel selection. He explained, he analyzed what caused this. Okay, he explained which limit its ability to model complex non-linear particle. Okay, and then SBM is used as a baseline tool. But this is argument, but it is not selected for the final model. This is argument. Okay, so this is what we need in the thesis: analysis, arguments, not just description. Okay, so maybe you are not clear with this, but as time goes, you will have training on writing. Hopefully, you will get this. And then this one, chapter 3, You can read it after this. Okay, you can read it after this. But here, chapter 3, the problem is too many literature review here. He's still writing literature review, where I told you literature review need to be in chapter 2. This one all need to be in chapter 2. And then the way it's writing is more towards novel. Like this voice is one of the basic instinct of mankind. Why you use that kind of words? Some people like musician, politician, orators, teachers, students, and attorneys. So like you are exaggerating, yeah? You want to why not just people or something that can categorize all of them? Uh, Phenomenal, the fact of matter. So this is when you learn letter, there's an academic tone. Academic tone, we don't use things like this. Okay. So because this will reduce your academic credibility. Academic tone is just straightforward. Just straightforward. Academic just straightforward. We don't lie. Okay, we don't lie, we don't exaggerate, we are scientists, we just state the facts, we just want our works to be understood by other peoples. Okay, so that's how we write. Okay. Okay, so this is result in chapter 4. What's wrong with this? They have three model. Baseline A, they compare with baseline A and B, and they has proposed model. Sophie 3, proposed model 100%. Why? What's wrong with that? Yes, Jairus, why? There must be no statistical analysis because it having 100% results. What's wrong with having 100% result? Too perfect. We cannot be too perfect in our results. No, Daria? Is it wrong for us to be perfect? Getting result perfect. You run your experiment and then you get 100%. Is it wrong? It is wrong, not realistic. The postmodern is combined baseline A and B. Nothing wrong, sir. Yes. The 100% is problem. Is a problem. 100%. Okay. So make sure you don't get 100% in your results. If you get 100% in your result, there is something wrong with your methodology, with your experiments. You cannot get 100%. Okay. If you get 100%, there must be something wrong with your result. Maybe it is too straightforward. It is too easy. There's no uncertainty. Right. You can get 100%. You can make sure that I can pour water in this glass 100%, no spills, because it's easy to be done. 100%. It's easy. So there's no research about it. Okay. There must be something wrong. Okay. You cannot go 100%. Okay? Result cannot be 100%. Okay. In research, results are never perfect. Real data contain noise, uncertainty, and limitations. A model or method that report 100% is often unrealistic, overfitted, or evaluated under overly controlled conditions. Okay, meaning you control something. You control the conditions until you get the 100%. It's not realistic. Okay. A PhD thesis must show honest, evidence-based finding, including errors, limitation, and unexpected outcomes, not perfections. Okay. Overly conditioned, overfitted. Okay. You make the data that perfectly fit for the experiment, so that's why the result get 100%. But in real world, you cannot get 100%. Okay. I went to factories, factories producing mobile phones. They are using robotics, very perfect condition. And No time for error. I asked him what is the error rate. Is it 100%? The is it 0%? The error rates? No, no, no. They said you cannot get 0%. You must get some errors. Even they have control everything perfectly. This is the real world production in factory. Even they have control everything, they still make some errors. There will be errors. The robot will be errors. Okay. What percentage value can be considered ideal for a result? I cannot tell. It depends on your experiments. Mean 100% is not possible in reality. No, no, because in reality there are too many variables to be controlled. We didn't know some things that sometimes something happens. No, if you put 100% in your result, that will be the most problematic part during your viva voce. The examiner will attack you on that. They will find why you get 100% here. They will look at your data. They will find, okay, now I know. Okay, 99% maybe okay, 99%, but not 100%. Okay. But to be true, 99% meaning when you achieve 99%, meaning your model is very good, should be used by the industry. You need to show to the industry, my model is 99%. Everyone should be using your model. Okay. So based on your, it is based on your fields, on your research field. 99% maybe okay, but 100% is no. Okay. What is like? Okay, this is abstract. So usually when you write abstract in your thesis or in paper, okay, like this, you need to have results. Okay, you need to have results. This one have no results. At least you put the best result is 99%, 98%. Okay. So when you put abstract, you must have results. Not all the result, the best one. You put the best one, okay, for the result. And then what is this? I think this is because of this in 2005. Or reference. Maybe when you write a paper, you submit to editor, where the editor see, and then, oh, this is old. They just reject. Okay. Okay. Important in writing. Continuity. Continuity. Every sentence and paragraph. After you write the sentence, what is next? It must be continued, not a new idea. Okay. You need to have a smooth transition. It's like you're watching a movies. You don't like to watch movie that skippy, jumpy, right? You don't understand here, and then they go to other plot. It need to be smooth so reader can understand better. Okay. It must have clarity. Okay, clarity, clear, easy to understand, direct, unambiguous. Okay, because you are writing very hard things. It is your research. You are doing it for 3 years, and then the examiner will read it for only 1 month or 1 week. Okay, or another students that will just start PhD will read your paper, your 3 years works, they will 1 day or 2 days. So make it easy. Make it easy for the reader. Okay. And then accuracy. Accuracy using the correct facts, correct terminology, and precise explanation. Okay. Correct terminology. Consistency. Okay. Using the same terms. If you use short terms, use the same short terms throughout your thesis. Let's say you use what smart, like UTSM. You use UTSM, and the rest of the thesis you use UTSM, UTSM, UTSM. Okay, the same abbreviation. And then coherence. Coherence, you make sure overall flow is logical, unified, and makes sense from the start to the finish. Okay, it's very important. This is look very simple, but this is you need to have many trainings. Okay, A lot of training to do this. Okay? That's why you need to write from now. Okay, motivation. I put some motivation for you. Maybe sometime you will feel down. You are doing research because this is very long journey. This is 3 years journeys, minimum 3 years journeys. It can be 5, be 7. I hope no one of you will go more than 4 years. Okay, I pray for you all. I wish that you will finish before 4 years. Okay, so when you lose motivation, if you can't write, you cannot write. You apa kalau bahasa Melayu buntu, you cannot find a way to write. You draw anything. You draw in your relevant with your thesis, with your knowledge. How I want to present this in drawings, diagram, structures, and then after that it will improve your moods. It will open your moods to do writings. That's what I did. That's what I experienced before this. Okay, and then sketch idea instead of writing paragraph, same. Okay, and then fill in whatever parts of the journal thesis template that you can. Okay, you download. Let's say you have this ambition to publish in like IEEE access, and then you download the template, you fill in what you can fill in. So that's give you motivation. You see, or which part that have you cannot fill in yet. So you know that you need to complete that part. That can be the source of your motivation. That's what I did previously. Okay. When I don't know what to do, I just download the template and I fill in the name, university name, affiliation, the reference, okay, just to get in the mood to do the work. Okay. Okay, you remember I told you how not to get a PhD? Okay, you can read it online. Okay, I found it. I searched it yesterday. You can read it online. This is the summary. You can read the complete, not the complete, only that section. How this is one chapter in the book. The book is How to Get a PhD. The title book, the book title. Okay, the first one, how not to get a PhD. Not really wanting a PhD. Treating the PhD like a nice idea. Maybe I continue to PhD and no. This is very hard work. Overestimating what is required. Okay, thinking you must create a paradigm shift or change the world. No, remember this is just a license to do research. When this is license, like I said, like a driving license. When you got your driving license, you are not very expert in driving. You are expert after 5 years of driving cars. Okay, so this is just a license. Okay, but underestimating also not good. This is overestimating. This is underestimating also not good. So you need to be balanced. Okay, and then having a supervisor who doesn't know. Okay, inshallah, all in UTSM are well trained for PhD. And then losing contact. This one I emphasized yesterday. Losing contact with your supervisor. Don't lose contact with your supervisor. Don't lose contact. Avoiding meetings, stopping communication, working alone too long. No. Okay, you must see them. You must see. Don't do online meetings. If you can, if you in Malaysia, you come physically. Okay, but if you're overseas, then what to do? Okay. If you are overseas, then you do online meetings and gets the chance if you can meet in physically. And then not have a clear thesis, the problem statement, okay, the argument. Okay, you need to have a clear thesis. And taking a new job before finishing. This one is very challenging. I know some of you are doing this for part-time, so you need to really strong focus to complete your PhD. You can read the full article here. How to make your research journey easy. Okay, this is my opinion. Everybody have their own opinion. It's up to you if you want to even agree or disagree. Maybe when you tell your supervisor, they have different idea. But this is my opinion. Okay, you choose a topic with available data. Okay, you don't do topic that the data is hard to be. You had to get the data. Okay, so you solve one problem. The data is settled. You already have the data, or you can produce the data easily. You can get the data easily. One problem settled. Okay, and then extend recent work, not start from zero. Okay, you choose study that recently published. Okay, so you can start right away. from that work. You extend that work. Okay, you can improve, extend, or edit it. Okay, choose a supervisor who works in your area, so they can understand what you are doing. Okay, sometimes you choose supervisor that is not expert in that area, so that both have need time to understand each other. Okay, start small then expand. Okay, don't begin with a complex model. Don't write big model, complex model. Okay, write with the small one, maybe the algorithm parts, and then move to other parts. Okay, I'm talking about in terms of computing. Okay, use tool you already know. Okay, use tool that you already know. Okay, maybe you have learned during the undergraduate, the language or whatever statistical software. Okay, and then write from day one. From now, you need to write. Okay, don't wait until year 3. You write early, less pressure later. Meet your supervisor regularly. Okay, and then use public proven pipelines. Okay, using the proven architecture, published method. Okay, don't reinvent everything. Okay, this is me and my supervisor. Okay, 2010 or 2009. The time flies. Now I'm already a professor. Okay, I think uh, it is like far away, but actually it is just like 15 years, 15 years ago. I still remember this time. Okay, my supervisor, this is in Australia. Okay, during this time we have evacuation because there's a uh, emergency call. The fire department came because they said there is some acid has been spilled in the lab, so we all go out, and I'm thinking whether I should take picture with him or not because I feel a bit shy to ask him. But yes, luckily I asked him and we took picture, and I think maybe this is the only picture that we take together, two of us. This is what I said, the relation with your supervisor. Make sure you can have relation like this with your supervisor, holding hands together. Okay, holding hands together to cut a cake. Okay, this is our research room. We once a month we have a gathering. We share foods, we bring foods. Okay, you also can organize. No need to wait for your supervisor. You can suggest to your supervisor. Let's have a group lunch, something like that. We all bring foods. Maybe your supervisor don't have students, have 2 students. You can combine with other supervisor. You just to mix around. Okay, you need to mix around. You need to communicate with others. You need to share ideas. That is PhD. That is research. Okay, and we still maintain until today. Okay, we still until today. Until today, I still contact him. I still contact him whenever I have problem or don't have problem. I just call him. Okay, maintain communication, and I hope, inshallah, all of you will experience this. Okay, all of you will experience this convocation. This is your target, your final target. Okay, 3 years or 4 years, inshallah. Okay, pray a lot. Suryani, yeah, you have question? Okay, so thank you very much. That's all from me. That's all from me. So I'd like to say thank you for you all for listening. I'm sorry if I uh, give you wrong information. It is my own weakness, and so honestly, I just hope I'm very blessed when I get the emails that CGS assigned me to do this module to teach you guys. I'm very excited because I'm always excited with people who want to learn, especially in higher learning, master and PhD. You guys are very special peoples. You want to dedicate your time to improve yourself, improve your family, improve your nations, okay, help your country. Okay, so congratulations to all, and I hope for you all a smooth journey. Although I know this is Okay. So by that,
Thank you, sir.
thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the blessings.
Can we take picture? Open your videos. Okay. Maybe you also can screenshot and then share with Dr. Hadilah, because maybe sometimes the setting, I don't know how to. Okay. All right. Okay. One, two, three. One, two, three, smile. Wait. Let me make sure we got it. Okay. Once again. One, two, three. Okay. Thank you very much. All the best to you guys.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Prof. Khairul.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Prof.
much.
Have a nice day.
Thank you,
Thank you,
bro.
Prof.
Okay.
If
Thank you,
you
Prof.
meet me in UTSM, please say hi. Okay. If you meet me, you know me. Okay. Okay. So say hi.
Thank
Okay.
you,
Thank you very
Prof.
much. Bye.
Yeah.